Hi, I'm Rob Wilson. Thank you for joining the Employco HR chat. With me is Jason Eisner, Vice President of HR.
Hi, everyone.
This week, our topic is politics in the office. We seem to talk about this topic every couple of years with congressional races 2 years apart. But this year, kind of like 2016, you can't really turn on the news, Twitter, any type of social media without politics being pulled into it. So really, Jason, we're going to talk about best practices as an employer in the workplace with when politics get involved.
Yeah, so as we probably have mentioned previously, heated discussions are sometimes okay if they're civil, but sometimes they get too heated. I think I saw a stat just a couple of days ago that 50% of employees have been a part of a heated political discussion in the workplace that they felt uncomfortable in. So to get around that, maybe get some training out to your employees on what line not to cross and where to stop it. If you need to bring in a mediator or bring into a conference room if people get too heated, and then kind of also watch clothing and apparel to make sure it's not going over the line or you're being consistent with your message.
And really, you know, the days of as the older generation would say, the water cooler or the coffee pot. So many people now are working remote. So and there's a lot of us that are back in our office. You know, we're both in our office. You just have a cooler bookcase in your office, and I'm in our conference room. But we, you know, as people are remote and you're on so many Zoom calls, you're on conference calls, your email, you really have to look at how are you kind of keeping politics out of the office. As you had said, apparel, you know, if I'd refrain from having people wear hats, and then in Zoom calls, what's your backdrop? You know, you don't want to see a Make America Great backdrop, and you don't want to see a Biden backdrop. So you really want to keep, and that's just on the presidential level. When you look at, you know, on the state level, there's so many heated, whether it's your senator on a federal level or your local state representatives. It's a pretty heated year. So you really want to keep that. Let people do what they want on their own time, but really, when you're in the workplace, think of it as neutral ground.
Yeah, and speaking of their own time, just as a reminder, just under half the states mandate paid leave for time to vote. Employers, for example, in Illinois, Texas, New York, California, all have mandate where employers have to provide their employees paid leave. Here in Illinois, 2 hours of paid leave for voting time if they can't accomplish it before or after hours. So just keep that in mind as your employees are heading to the polls and you're getting close to that time.
Yeah, and you really want to avoid political fundraisers in your office. If you, whether you're an employee or a CEO of a company, if you feel strongly about a candidate, you really want to avoid a fundraiser at your office or place of work. The other option too is if you're going to have a political speaker come in, you really have to do both sides. And we would, I would rather not have either, just from just keep politics out of office. So there's a lot going on this year. There's so much social media. You know, you're already seeing, you drive down the street and there's yard signs everywhere. So the best thing, keep cool heads in your office and keep politics out of your office.
Yeah, if you have any questions or need help with training or policies, let us know. HR@employco.com. We're here to help.
Great. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.